My name is Kathryn Lyons, and I am nominated for Margaret Atwood, A Word After a Word After a Word is Power in the category of Best Editing in Documentary Feature.
I'm Cathy Gulkin, and I'm nominated along with Kathryn Lyons for the same film in the same category.
Something that was really interesting about working on this documentary was getting to work on a project with so much archival material. We had interviews with Margaret Atwood from when she was a young woman all the way to her most recent book release, which was just last year. And in following her life, you really get to see a real snapshot of what Canadian media has looked like throughout the years, which was really interesting to see. And also just how consistent she is in her beliefs and the stories that she's told throughout her life, that we were able to stitch together interviews that were filmed decades apart, and they still flow together pretty seamlessly.
A particular highlight around the archival footage for me was when one of the directors expressed a lot of skepticism that we would find any archival footage of the 1970s women's movement. And of course, there was plenty out there, but the really fun bit was when we found a 3-second shot of me at the age of 17 on an abortion rights march in Ottawa. So that was the best vindication ever.
An editing tip that I actually learned over the summer from Cathy. It's just a little technical one, but it's a real time saver. When you receive a bunch of fine cut notes that all have specific time codes and are for specific little changes, if you address them backwards, so starting at the end of the film and working your way back to the beginning, you don't lose all of your time codes along the way, and you don't have to keep referring back to your previous cut. Which saves just a ton of time. So very useful.
A tip I have for editing long-form documentaries is to push back against festival delivery deadlines. The important thing is making a really great film. Long-form documentaries take time, they take care, they take thought. And if you're rushing for one particular festival, you're going to create a lot of unhappiness in the edit, and you're not going to end up with the best possible film. Tell your producer, there's always another festival. Make the film, then submit it to a festival. The film is streaming now on CBC Gem.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Dowler.
I'm Lisa Barley.
I'm David Yenovkian.
I'm Mike Tersigni.
And along with Olivia Shin, we are nominated for Best Editing in Reality Lifestyle Competition for the Amazing Race Canada episode Clamageddon continues.
A highlight for me was I learned a lot. I learned how to cut for a competition reality show, whereas prior to this, I mostly did renovation shows. So this was a really big deal for me. Since then, I've worked on a bunch of competition shows since, and I feel like I've really improved, and that's thanks to all the editors that helped me out and producers on Amazing Race.
The highlight for me working on the Amazing Race Canada over the years has been, for me personally, growing from being a team editor to a lead editor to a senior editor, and now finally as a senior producer and senior editor on the show. And the best part of it is working with amazing editors, talented story editors, and really dedicated assistants, and just an entire team. It's really provided me with personal growth as an editor, as well as a person.
An editing trick that I have is if you're dealing with a lot of music, is to maybe throw all the tracks onto a sequence, and then using the next edit button on your, make a next edit shortcut on your keyboard and just kind of flip through the tracks very quickly. It'll help instead of going through the bins and selecting the tracks one by one.
You can catch Clamageddon Continues and any other episode of Amazing Race on Crave TV, where seasons 3 to 7 are currently streaming, and on ctv.ca/race.
My name is Aren Hansen, and I am nominated for Kim's Convenience in the category of television comedy. One of the best things about working on Kim's Convenience, and something I'll really miss, at least in the near future, is that the edit suites were basically right on set. You could walk over and watch production, chat with the director or the sound department, and just feel really connected to the process. After you've been editing something for a while, you can start to lose perspective. A cool little trick you can use to get it back is to flop the entire show. In Avid, you can just drop the flop filter on the top layer of filler. You'll find that your timing will feel totally new and you'll get back those all-important fresh eyes. You can catch Kim's Convenience on CBC's Gem or Netflix.
Hi, my name is Yvann Thibaudeau, and I am nominated for Target #1 in the category Best Editing in a Feature Film. So one of the fun things while working on Target #1 was actually dealing with the multiple narrative tenets that coexist in the film. We always have at full time 2 narrative in parallel all the time. Sometimes they cross over, they can meet. Sometimes we go backwards, sometimes we go forward. And just to keep track of that was like a very, very, very meticulous and thorough job throughout that me and the director, Danielle, worked very hard so it makes sense in a logistical sense and that the viewer could follow through without getting, getting lost throughout. So that was probably the very big highlight of the film. Well, one trick I like to use, and I think I might be the only one doing that. I'm not a very technical person, but sometimes when I get like close to a final cut, when I start to feel comfortable that this is where we're heading, I like to watch the full film in black and white with no sound from beginning to end, just to get a sense to see if I think I'm at the right place at the right time visually. If it makes sense to me, then once I hear it with audio and color, it's not fixing things, it's complementing what we're having. So if I feel comfortable with just the visual and without any distraction, usually I know I'm on the right path. So that's something I always do once I get towards the end. Target #1 is actually going to be released on July 24th in the United States. It's going to be the world premiere. And the date for Canada is still to be determined. It should be somewhere around September, October the latest. We'll keep you posted on that.